one of the you are promoting one of the application of NLP is coaching. So could you explain some more how this coaching practice could be applied in at a different level, like at personal level and the business level?
So coaching first applied in business, and it still has that main application for executive coaching and business coaching. But there is personal coaching, and from there it opens up to relationship coaching, health coaching, wealth creation coaching. It just goes on, kids and teen coaching. Because coaching is a way of communicating in such a way that the person we're communicating with discovers for themselves and becomes empowered, and then it becomes a tool for unleashing potential. That opens up the whole subject of self-actualizing, and this connects back to NLP as a birth child of the human potential movement, and the whole movement was designed to help people actualize their highest visions, values, their best performances. So coaching now becomes a methodology and an approach to how to bring out the very, very best in people. So it just is applied to everywhere, that people want to have excellence and expertise in their life. So it does apply at the personal level, it applies at the group level. So leading a group to become their highest and best, and self-actualizing a group. And one of the things we're talking about now is self-actualizing leaders, self-actualizing companies, and it won't even stop there.
Okay. So as you may know, we are doing the program NLP Cafe, and actually we quote a number of your paragraph from your books in our program. So could you give us some suggestion to our audience if we start our NLP journey at the very beginning? Which book of you is recommended for our audience to read?
So the book I would recommend as a beginning is Movie Mind.
Movie Mind.
Yeah, I wrote that book to take out all of the jargon of NLP and to put it like it's a movie that you create in your mind, and you see things, you hear things. Sometimes you step in the movie, sometimes you're just watching it. And here's how you can rewind the movie, or here's how you can create a movie of a new behavior you want to create. So Movie Mind is just real basic fundamentals of NLP. So that'd be a good beginning book for NLP.
So how about for those people, they are more focused on business application, which book you will recommend? So
for business application, the first NLP book I wrote was I had modeled some business experts. So games business experts play is a basic NLP book for business leaders.
I see. Thank you. So, you know, NLP has been more than 36 years. And from your perspective, how do you see the changes for the last few decades? And also, how would you predict the upcoming trend of NLP?
Well, to understand the foundations of NLP is to understand the two men who created it, and the three people they modeled. They modeled three therapists. They modeled Virginia Satir, Family Systems. They modeled Fritz Perls of Gestalt Therapy, and they modeled Milton Erickson of Ericksonian Hypnosis. And all of those were therapists, but what they modeled was, including their therapeutic approaches, was how they talked, how they communicated, which NLP ended up, even though it came out of therapy, it ended up as a communication model. So NLP in the first years was all about therapy, and it was in that context. Then people started realizing we're just communicating, and we can communicate in sales and negotiations and in managing, in marketing, and just all kinds of areas. And so it started to move out to we could work on the communication in a meeting to make it more relevant and meaningful, and our own self-communication. And so as it moved out into business, there was a period of time where when people started discovering the magic of NLP, a lot of people took it and and used it in a manipulative way, and some of that is still occurring, and in different places gives it a bad name. After that, then Robert Dilts really led in using NLP in health and created health certification, and recognizing that the communication we send to our bodies can make us sick. And so all the health emphasis, and so it's gone into the medical communities. Doctors, nurses are learning and being trained in NLP, and there's a big emphasis on that. For the early years, there was really no research done, and the reason was because it doesn't fit for averaging people, because if you primarily make pictures and someone else primarily makes sounds, and they listen to themselves talk, and someone else, their main learning strategy is sensing and feeling, to average that is what do you get? So, but now in the last 10, 15 years, we've got a lot of research going on. We've got a research conference that occurs every other year. We've got research journals that are appearing for NLP, and we've got a research project and recognition in the United States that's going on. So now there is evidence, and there's ongoing studies at universities, people getting degrees in NLP. So NLP has finally kind of come out of the wild and woolly seminar area into more universities and professional development plans.
Yes, because I was in psychology program for the last 2 years, and many teachers of mine or lecturers of mine, they think NLP is not scientific because there is a lacking of the research. So I think this is really a good news for us.
Yeah, okay. And anybody saying that today, they're announcing that they're not keeping up in their own field.
I see. Okay. So, NLP Cafe is an online radio program. As we know, we are the only one NLP program in Hong Kong. So you travel so much, and you went to many cities. Have you ever heard any online program or TV program about NLP in other cities?
There are. There's people. There's 2 or 3 people in our community, the neurosemantic community, who are actually doing live coaching sessions, recording them and putting them on TV. In England, there's a number of people who use NLP, and they'll get onto TV and radio and do that on a pretty regular basis. So there are becoming slowly NLP personalities on radio and TV, and I think in the future we'll see a lot more of that.
And I hope we will be the first one to do the TV program about NLP as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes. So, how the effectiveness of this kind of program from your understanding or from your perspective?
Tell me which program.
I mean, online radio program or TV program about NLP. How do you see the effectiveness of it?
Well, it'll be effective in letting people know about this technology. That we've got some technology now that is like a Ferrari compared to a Model T in terms of what psychology can do now versus what it could do at the beginning of the 20th century. So the old forms of psychotherapy, the old forms of using psychology are really old-fashioned compared to what we can do, because what we can do now is look at the structure of an experience, and we can model the best practice of mind, best practice of language or behavior, and we can transfer it pretty quickly. So if anybody thinks of psychology and you think about talking about what your mother did to you when you were a little kid, they're thinking Model T. We've got some Ferraris ready to go, and we can put it in high drive and supercharge things in ways that they couldn't even think and imagine in the 20th century.
So I still remember that you've mentioned that you apply NLP to your 3-year-old daughter when she was 3 years old. So how do you apply this to yourself as your personal level? So as a NS expertise, NLP expertise, how do you practice NLP in your daily life?
Well, what I've done over the years is anything I was not skilled at doing, I set out to either model someone who could do it, or to read in NLP books a model of that. So when I had my private practice and I started doing communication workshops, I really did not know how to sell. So I did some modeling of selling so I could do that. When I was still struggling financially, living paycheck to paycheck, and I decided, enough of this, I'm going to become financially independent so I can choose to do what I want to do. So I modeled wealth creation, started the wealth creation process, and it took me 7 years to become financially independent. So when I wanted to know about resilience and how, if I get knocked down, if a disappointment occurs, how to get right back up. And to get up with inspiration, and to get up with, it was just a fall, that's all. It didn't make me a failure. And so that's how I've applied it in my everyday life, is to, okay, what's my next level of development? And this is, I think, one of the most powerful things of NLP. It never ends, because whatever level of development you create, there's the next level.
So even you are the NLP expert, you still practice NLP every day.
Oh, definitely.
So because many people, they think that attending a program in NLP, they think, oh, I'm done. My work is done after the workshop. So I think it's really a good message for everybody that
anyone who thinks that they'll go to an NLP workshop and they'll get done has not understood. They have not understood what NLP is about. NLP is about excellence, and it's about becoming everything you can become as a human being. And the thing about self-actualization is, once you unleash something and move to that level, 5 new things are going to be seen. You're going to be awakened to even greater possibilities. And so it's an unending period. A self-actualizing person has a new restlessness. And what we like to say in self-actualization psychology is that you want to think more, you want to feel more, you want to say more, you want to be able to do more, you want to have more, and you want to give more. And so the final step is that giving. How can I contribute back to my world, my culture, my family, my friend? How can I make the world better? And you'll never get done. There are so many problems we have on this planet, and there's so much to do. So anybody who thinks they're done is blind. They have not been awakened to what needs to be done.
So that's why we need the NLP Cafe to open their eye.
Exactly.